the tourist or the consultant or any other mission that is coming here, when they go back, they say, is really this country has been in war for so long? I've heard recently that one lady from an African country who were recruited to come to work here came to Burundi, almost telling her family, that she's going to Burundi. So it's really something. It's dramatic. She's going to Burundi, a country that has been in civil war. So she doesn't know how she's going to survive, but it's a so good job that she doesn't want to miss the opportunity. She was scared to come. She arrived here. She called her friends and family back home and said, you know, I'm in Burundi. It's much, much, much better than what we have in our own country. So, which means this kind of testimony, should be promoted, and that's a work that could do the media. And I hope that one day we will have the opportunity to get this real image of the country.
Well, I can only say I agree completely with you. The good story does not really make headlines anywhere about anything. But hopefully this little video will change that totally.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity. Thank you very much.
Madam, it's a great pleasure for me to interview you here as part of this overall video about Burundi and its peace process and the people we meet here. And I'd like to start out asking you, what are the priorities that you are working with as Foreign Minister of your country at these months, if you will?
Well, thank you for coming to visit us. First, I would like to say that Burundi is a country that is just from a long conflict and long civil war. It's true that now we have had our elections in 2005, but still it's a country that is really fragile. So our policy, our diplomatic and foreign policy is mainly targeting what we can do, which partner we can go to get our country really back on track for development and economic growth. Partners that we have had since our independence, the multilateral and the bilateral, but we are also targeting new partners who are probably are bringing a new way also of cooperating, and that's where we are most working now, because the classical partners, we know each other. It's not difficult to understand, for them to understand who we are, but the new partners, we need to go to them and explain exactly who we are. We are also targeting what we call the new partners in terms of the kind of cooperation, which is the private sector, which is the investment in our country. So we are trying that. It's not easy, because our country has not been used to see a Minister of Foreign Affairs going out to look for investors.
And the regional framework would be interesting for our viewers to know more about, the East African community,
yes,
etc.
Yes. And there we are talking mostly about Africa, where we have the sub-regional organizations like the East Africa Community, like the CEPGL, Communauté économique des pays des Grands Lacs, like the CEAC, which is the Communauté économique des États d'Afrique centrale. Those are the last mentioned are traditional partners, if I could say. And the East Africa Community is a new entity that we have joined very recently, but that is going to play a very, very important role for our country, in our country, and for our people. We have also our neighbors, for instance, Tanzania, Rwanda, and Congo. We have neighbors who are a little bit further, Uganda, Zambia. We have South Africa that has been very, very much involved since we have had this crisis. So we have new way of working with those partners, though some of them are traditional, but it's in a different context. For instance, it's after the civil war we have had here, the civil war that was in Rwanda, the civil war that was in Congo. So it gives to our diplomacy a different way of cooperating, because we have some specific problems that we have together, that we have to target and to try to solve together. Not only poverty that we used to have as a main target, but now we have also security and peace in the region, and then development that comes when we have peace and security.
The fact that Burundi is now one of the two object or target countries of the new UN Peace-Building Commission is an important part of your prospect for a better future.
Yes, yes, it is. Actually, we have been elected also as a member of the Peace-Building Commission. So we are a member and a beneficiary, which means it means that Burundi is not only a country that has had problems, but is a country that can also give solutions. And there, it's very important for our foreign policy also to go out and explain who we are, our challenges, and also what we have achieved. And we need to get it known out in the world. So this is very important. And the Peace-Building Commission has clearly mentioned, by selecting us as a country, as a member, and selecting us as a beneficiary, has very well understood what we are today, because we are an example, and at the same time we are also a country that needs a lot of support.